Welcome back, everybody. So happy to be here. If you're new here, my name is Charlotte, and primarily on this channel I talk about all the things I get up to in relation to my hobbies, which are primarily knitting. I'm an aspiring sewist as well, if you've been viewing my shorts as of late. I'm trying to learn that skill, so I plan on incorporating that a bit more on this channel as well. I have a small shop where I make handmade polymer clay knitting notions, artwork. I'm trying to expand, and it's really just a video diary of all those things. I live in the Seattle, Washington area with my dog Lady, and if you're new to all that and that all sounds fun and interesting to you, drop a like, a comment, and a subscribe. It really helps me out and helps the channel out, and I greatly appreciate it. On this video though, I'm going to be talking a little bit about my weekend at Flock Fiber Festival recently here in Seattle. If you're unfamiliar, Flock Fiber Fest is a pretty large fiber festival put on by La Mercier on Bainbridge Island. It's a knit shop. It's been putting that festival on for 3 years now. This was the 3rd year, and I somehow have ended up going to the festival every single year. It's quickly turned into the largest festival, I think, for fiber on the West Coast. It's huge. It's international. There are international designers that come, international vendors that come. It's a really beautiful event, and it just keeps getting better and better and better. They also host like a huge array of classes. So if you're interested in learning or upping your skills in a certain area, there's a ton of education opportunity as well. I'm a huge fan. It's really nice to be able to go to a large, well put together, well vendor curated event that isn't in Maryland or in New York. Not because I don't love those festivals, just because coming from the West Coast, it is so far and really just so expensive to go to those two festivals. So it's nice to have something close to home. I think there were 2 things that made this year's festival just really special. Number one was it was the first year my mom got to come. It just hadn't worked out the last couple years for her to actually be able to come with me. And so this was her first year attending. It was a great time. She bought some great stuff. My sister also ended up coming, which was really fun. And then the second thing that made it really special was just the number of you guys that came up and said hello. I was so, I hope you could tell, I was so deeply touched by everyone that came up and said hi. I even saw some of my stitch markers in the wild, which was just doubly really special, that people love them and that people say like, oh, it just made me smile. They just make me smile, and they just make me really happy. And I tried to get pictures with people that I saw. I did not succeed at getting pictures with everybody. I just was really overwhelmed, and I also didn't want to, like, I don't know, contaminate the moment with being like, oh, like, let me whip out my camera and like try to, I don't know, get this shot or get a picture for video. You know, I felt really overwhelmed by that, and I just found myself wanting to be in the moment. I really wanted to get pictures with everybody though, but it didn't happen. So if you didn't get your picture, know that I'm like very grateful and very appreciative that you came up and said hello, and I just got a bit swept up in the moment. I filmed, you know, a fair bit, but I found myself not filming as much as I would have liked. I think after I got to the festival and started, you know, pulling my phone out to take some shots and talk to the camera and do all that jazz, I found myself getting like increasingly uncomfortable doing it. There was something about, I think, the combination of, you know, my family's here. I came here with my mom and sister. There's people here who are coming up to say hello, that it just really didn't sit well with me to be trying to like film content, right? And I really wanted to try to do that. But once I got in it and I was doing it, I was like, you know, I don't think I enjoy this kind of content making per se. If I had been by myself, or if I had gone back, I think on Sunday alone, I think it would have been much easier. But given that the day was meant to be with and about like spending the day with my mom and sister, I really was distracted and did not find myself inclined to try and take a bunch of footage. So that's my very long-winded way of saying I'm sorry that this vlog is a little bit like that. You know, it's just, it feels a little all over the place. It's a lot of just shots of things that I thought were really beautiful, brands, you know, companies that I was really excited that were there. I think it captures some of the things that I really liked about Flock. There is obviously some footage and some funny moments in there that I hope you enjoy. All in all, that was the situation. So if you're into that, I'm just gonna have some nice music playing for you guys. You know, you'll get to see all the pretty things, you'll get to hear some of the funny things that we said and did, and then you know, stick around to the end and I'll recap the things that I bought. So stay tuned and have fun. I'll see you in a few minutes. Where are we going, ladies?
We're going to the Fiber Festival.
Say it louder.
We're going to the Fiber Festival.
We're going to Flock Fiber Festival. Yay! The stairs are up a level. Where are you going? We lost you. We lost Emmy. There are so many people here. Only I would come to a fiber festival and buy earrings. Purchase of the day. What'd you buy? What'd you get?
The best birthday gift ever.
Aww. From Emmy to Mom.
The folk,
Oh yeah, the boucle.
the boucle,
Mm-hmm.
soft, so soft. Gonna make a lovely cardigan and a little silk, siri, and merino blend that I'll be spinning up.
From San Juan Woolworks.
San Juan Woolworks.
Yeah. And this is what I got. Silk linen, green. Whoa, that's like
I'll
very
get the
close.
tag. I'm getting the tag.
Silk and linen. I'm gonna make a little summer top.
Nice. Nice. Okay. Thank you, Emmy.
Are you having fun?
I'm having a great time.
The best time?
The best.
On a scale of 1 to 10.
10.
Okay, all of that, and I only bought 2 things. Yes, 2 things. The very first thing I bought actually wasn't even yarn. I originally went into the festival weekend thinking, you know, I'm not gonna buy much yarn because like I have quite a bit of yarn already, and I really don't like having this overwhelming amount of yarn in my stash. I know some knitters are totally like buying yarn as a part of the hobby for them. That just doesn't hit me the same way as getting through and completing garments and picking out yarn for like, a specific top that I'm excited to have. And honestly, it's really dictated by space. I live in a very small apartment and I just don't have a ton of space to devote to yarn storage. So I didn't intend to buy a lot of stuff anyway, but the first thing I got were these earrings. I did not get, unfortunately, a name of the jeweler who makes this, but they're really long, as you can see. And on my ear, they hang like pretty far down. I don't know what these are, if these are like vintage beads that she's bought, and then she's clearly wire wrapped with some other beads. And the yellow, it just really spoke to me. They were really funky and they looked like they would be a statement piece to kind of any outfit, which I really love that kind of aesthetic. I love big jewelry. I love my jewelry and my accessories. I bought these at a stand called Tumalo Fiber. And it's actually the yarn shop that I believe is based out of Bend, Oregon. I didn't get a card. They didn't hand me a card for the jeweler. The jeweler was just there with her stuff and was like sharing the booth, was my understanding. But these were a really great deal. If you like jewelry and you like buying handmade, artist-made jewelry, I think these were like $45, which the hooks are silver, so they don't irritate my ears. And they're just really pretty, well-made pieces, fun pieces, I think. That jeweler also said that she makes actual silversmithed pieces as well, though she didn't have that there, or she only had a couple pieces there. But she also makes, silver, like casted jewelry, which is pretty cool. So that was just a fun purchase. At that point in the day, I was not sure I was gonna buy yarn. I get really overwhelmed when I go to flock. I think this is probably a sentiment that people can relate to, but it's just so much. And every booth has its own kind of aesthetic and color scheme and thing that they're going for. And they're so different from one another. I just get so overwhelmed. I just get really kind of caught off by the amount of stuff. But I did end up going through the Miss Babs booth. I was looking at all her stuff. She had some really pretty 100% linen that I was looking at. And then on the table to the far left of the booth, if you're like looking at it straight on, she had a whole table of this stuff. This is a linen and silk blend. It's listed as cultivated silk and bleached linen. I don't know what that means, but bleached, I'm assuming it means it actually is bleached to pull the color out so that maybe the dye is brighter. I really have no idea, I'm just guessing, but it's very, very soft. It's 65% cultivated silk, 35% bleached linen. It's a fingering weight yarn, 420 yards per hang, which I thought was pretty good. And it's $40 a skein. That's 840 yards of fingering weight yarn. When I first saw this, I didn't have a pattern like exactly stick in my mind of what to make, but I've been wanting to make tinier summer tops. I realized making my pineapple tee recently that I quite enjoy making a project that I can wear like all seasons and isn't going to take, a ton of wool. Maybe it takes a smaller quantity of finer yarn. I really love the fabric that it creates, and so I thought, I've never made a fingering weight top. Maybe I'll just buy this and see if I can come up with something to make with it. But my idea for this, and I don't know if I'm gonna actually do this, but my idea when I first saw it, I was like, oh, it'd be a really pretty drapey backless top that maybe ties in the back, and I definitely would have enough yarn for that given like the weight of this if the top was backless. So I'm kind of thinking of maybe like a mock neck situation that has a button detail so I can get it over my head. And then it would kind of actually come down just like this. I don't know where the fabric would stop, but maybe like right here. And then I would add ties somehow on the back so that it's a backless top, but it's tied in a couple places back there to keep everything concealed. But that was my idea for this. I don't know if any of you who are watching, who were there, bought or saw this stuff, but I was really impressed with it. I can't wait to see this knit up. She had really incredible colors as well, which I quite liked. Loved her colors. She had a ton of these like really, not deep, but probably like mid-tone jewel colors that clearly are my vibe and my color scheme. I mean, it's kind of funny how, like, look at this. It's kind of funny how much, you try to be different and you try to like, oh, I'm gonna get creative and like do some different stuff. And then you end up just buying colors that are all like, oh my gosh, like look at this. This is so funny. They're all in the exact same color family. Wow. Bought all those on separate occasions, by the way. That's hilarious. Anyway, this is all I bought at Flock. I love it. I love that I have like one thing that I bought. I don't feel overwhelmed with what I bought. It feels very doable. And now I feel like I'm good and ready for the winter months. I don't feel I need to buy yarn for quite a while until I've kind of worked through a lot of this. That's that. That was it, I had a great time. Like I said, it was a bit of a all over the place vlog just because I didn't get a ton of footage, but I hope that's okay with you. I hope you can get a sense of what it was like and that it was a good time. But just wanted to say again, thank you so much if you came up to say hi. I really truly am like an extrovert at heart, and I do love when people come up and say hi. It's just so sweet to me, and I just really appreciate the support. And I think so rarely are there that many people who are interested in this kind of niche hobby like together, and so it's just always such a special social event going to these festivals, and it's really special for everybody that everybody comes. So I'm excited already for next year. And that's my recap of Flock Fiber Festival. Real quick before I go, let me show you. I've been working on my new stitch marker drop. It's gonna be dropping on September 13th. Couple things that I just want to show you real quick. I do have a larger frog. This is the same frog that I've already made, but he's gonna be phone charm size. A lot of people were saying at the festival that, oh, I just love to have the stitch markers like on my keys because they like to use them as like charms and stuff. So I decided to make frog into a charm, and then I also came out with a new design. This is my new little bee. I haven't decided what I'm gonna name her yet, but she's oh so cute, and this is also gonna be a phone charm size. And then I'm also gonna be having like a full bee themed set. The bee is going to come in a stitch marker version, so he comes in a little bit smaller of a size here. This is like my normal stitch marker size. You're gonna be able to buy the bee set in either just a single as a progress keeper or stitch marker, or you'll be able to buy it in a set of 3 with 3 different charms, or a set of 5, really. You could make it a set of 5, and I will explain in a moment. The set of 3, you'll be getting the bee, and you'll also be getting a little beehive. Oh no. You'll be getting a beehive, which I think is probably my favorite part of the whole set. Like, it just, I don't know, this one really came together. The sketch of this looks terrible, but for some reason the charm itself came out really cute. So you'll get a bee, a beehive, and then I want people to have options. I know everyone's not as obsessed with like pink and that kind of color family as I am. With the set of 3, you'll be able to essentially pick your color kind of in terms of the flower that you get. So you'll either be able to pick out the pink version, which comes with a little pink flower, or you'll be able to get an orange flower. And the camera's kind of washing these out a bit, but I'll post pictures and it'll give you a better sense of what the colors are. Those 3, a bee, a beehive, and then your flower of choice will be the set of 3. And then I wanted people to have a more affordable option if they didn't want to spend, say the $28 for the set of 3 or $27.99. They could still buy just either the bee as a single, and then they could just buy flower stitch markers. The flowers are definitely cheaper to make. And so you'll be able to buy the flowers just as is by themselves as sets of 2, which will come with a pink and an orange, or you'll be able to buy them with a set of 4, 2 pink and 2 orange. And the reason I did it that way is because, one, you could just buy 4 flower stitch markers, which I thought was a nice amount, but you could buy a set of 3 and 2 extra flowers, then you get a set of 5 markers, which I think is the perfect kind of raglan setup. You could have your beginning of round marker and then your 3 accent markers, which complete the whole set. Or you could buy 1 bee and 4 flowers. That would also give you a perfect raglan setup. Or you could just buy 4 flowers because you like the flowers. So I'm kind of moving in this direction of, I want to give, sets of 3 just because I think that's fun. You could do 3, I can do 3 different designs, but I also really like the functionality of having a full set of 5, so that you can have that raglan setup, because I know a lot of people do raglan sweaters. So that's my thought process. Those are the items that will be included in the drop. And then, of course, I will also be including some Fred the Frog stitch marker sets, because he'll always be included in the drops. But I'm very, very excited. I love this new design. It's been living rent-free in my brain for quite a while, so it's pretty cool to now have it like brought to life and to see it in person. I love the colors. I think they'll go well with so many things, and I'm personally excited to stick them all over my project, so I hope you are too. But more on that later. I'm gonna officially sign off now. Want to give one more big thank you to everybody. I so appreciate your support, and I can't wait to continue making stuff, doing stuff, learning to sew, all the things. I'm having a great time, so I hope you are too. I hope you're getting to do and make all the things that you want to do and make. I will catch you all on the next one, and as always, could never forget this at this point, but keep it classy, because, like, why would you not do that if you could? I hope people don't take me too seriously. Because I seriously don't take myself that seriously. If you hadn't noticed, I think 80% of the stuff that I say, I'm like, I'm giving my best effort here, people. It's my best effort. So, all right, I'm gonna go. I will catch you all on the next one. Bye.